It's Monday, July 27th, and the time for your Barbados Today morning news update. We begin with some sad news. Barbados has been thrown into mourning following the death of former Prime Minister Owen Arthur, who passed away in the wee hours of this morning at the age of 70. Arthur, the island's longest-serving Prime Minister, died at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital around 12:26 a.m., according to a statement from the Barbados Government Information Service. He was hospitalized over a week ago as a result of heart complications. Starting today, the country will observe a period of national mourning for 3 days, and all flags will be flown at half-mast. The government of Barbados has extended condolences to his wife Julie, his daughters Leah and Sabrina, and his extended family. The statement said Minister of Labour and Social Relations and St. Peter MP Colin Jordan will be the coordinating minister for the funeral arrangements. In other news, 1 in 5 Caribbean people, including Barbadians, could be vaccinated against COVID-19 in August 2021. The Pan American Health Organization and the World Health Organization representative for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean expressed that hope following the delivery of essential medical supplies to the Caribbean from the WHO in partnership with the Jack Ma Foundation. The PAHO WHO representative, speaking at the Grantley Adams International Airport yesterday, said a number of vaccine trials were at various stages of development.
Currently, over 165 candidate vaccines are at some stage of development. Of these 25 vaccines candidates in human trials, we know at least 3 or 4 going into phase 3 trials. Barbados, most of Eastern Caribbean countries, alongside 75 countries, submitted expression of interest in the facility for vaccines, joining another 90 countries that could be supported through these mechanisms. WHO is developing global allocation framework, which you advocated for vaccines, PPEs, medicines. Member states are continuing to work. At the end of August 2021, at least 1 in 5 Caribbean, including Barbadian, could be vaccinated with a new COVID-19 vaccine. We will see that day soon to be. Our technical cooperation will continue to save lives, protect health workers, and stop the spread of COVID-19 to mitigate the social and economic impact.
Prime Minister Mia Mottley has lauded the WHO in assisting the Caribbean in acquiring COVID-19 tests, PPEs, and other essential items at prices which would otherwise only be available to large countries.
What is important is that we not only have access, which we didn't as a small region as CARICOM on our own, but that we are also looking to be able to procure at prices that are usually only available for much larger countries and populations. And therefore, a St. Kitts with 40,000 people will have the same access as a Nigeria with 200 million people. And that is the fundamental policy space that we've negotiated to make a difference to the people of the region. For some people, it may sound academic and airy-fairy, but this makes the difference to who gets drugs. This makes the difference to who will get a vaccine. This makes the difference to the frontline workers, not just the nurses and the doctors and the lab technicians, but also those who are working as police, those who are working in immigration, those who are working in port health, those who are working in customs, those who are customs guards. Because at the end of the day, what we have learned, those who are working in supermarkets, what we have learned is that it takes a whole army of us across a range of disciplines to be able to ensure that we can protect our people and equally protect those who come to visit us.
2 more people have tested positive for COVID-19, pushing the national count to 110. A 28-year-old female visitor who arrived on Air Canada on July 19 is the 4th person from that flight to test positive. The other confirmed case is a 38-year-old Barbadian American who arrived on a JetBlue flight on Saturday. There are now 9 people in isolation at Harrison Point in St. Lucie. The 2020 Housing and Population Census has been suspended until next year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The once every decade count, which was due to be held in August and conducted by the Barbados Statistical Service, will now be held in May 2021. In announcing the delay at a Barbados Labour Party St. Michael South Central Branch meeting last evening, Minister in the Ministry of Economic Affairs and Investment, Marsha Cadell, said the department would also have to find new ways of conducting the count given the pandemic.
We were getting ready for the census at the height of the COVID period. It means that the census year is now pushed to 2021. So it means that we thought we were having a census in August 2020, and a census is where every 10 years officers come and go to every house and every building and to every business and do a count and ask other information about people. So we were preparing for that when COVID hit. We were preparing for lots of things when COVID hit. And what it now means is that we had to push that back and be able to deliver the census in May 2021. And it means as well, everybody in here is wearing a mask. When people come to your home without a mask, I'm sure you stop them and say, hold on a minute. So it means as well that we have to find new ways to do the census. It means that we have to find new technology. It means that we might ask some of you to answer a call from us and give us some information on the phone, because it's about protecting people. It's about understanding that we got to use technology in places where we might have gone in person before, but we no longer can.
Government is pushing ahead with the implementation of new smart ID cards. Minister of Innovation, Science and Smart Technology, Senator Kay McConney, said the digital initiative will be rolled out in the coming months and contain more information than the current laminated paper identification. Speaking at a Barbados Labour Party St. George North Branch meeting last evening, she explained that the new smart ID cards, which will be facilitated through a token, will enable persons to access a number of services and conduct online transactions with government.
We are finalizing those services now. We are in conversation with the licensing authority. Who knows? Maybe your national smart ID, your smart card, might also be your driver's license too. So you may not need two pieces. We are also in conversation with the welfare department. I met with them 2 Fridays ago, and we are talking with persons who are clients of the welfare department about how we could make the new smart card, which is a token to your digital ID, how we could make that work for them so that many of them don't have to have multiple pieces of card and IDs, etc. And it is the clients of welfare who have been feeding us information that will allow us to build out this system in the proper way, in a way that would also cater to their needs. And we are also having conversations with NIS and others. The intention is that this, your new digital ID card, your smart card, will be able to do more for you, perhaps even get you on the bus.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To news from the region, countries of the Lesser Antilles are keeping a close eye on the central tropical Atlantic This as forecasters at the Miami-based National Hurricane Center report that shower activity associated with a broad area of low pressure located about midway between the coast of Africa and the Lesser Antilles continues to become a little better organized. Environmental conditions, they say, are expected to become increasingly conducive for development of the system, and a tropical depression or tropical storm is likely to form within the next day or two, while the system moves westward to west-northwestward at 15 to 20 miles per hour. The system is expected to begin affecting portions of the Lesser Antilles on Wednesday or Wednesday night. And finally, Hanna, the first hurricane of the 2020 Atlantic hurricane season, left behind a trail of destruction along the Texas coast on Sunday. More in this Reuters TV report.
It flipped tractor trailers, downed power lines, and tore the roofs off houses in an area already badly hit by COVID-19 infections. Powerful winds overturned at least 3 18-wheeler trucks, shutting down a 2-mile stretch of U.S. Route 77 in Cerrito, Texas, near the Mexican border. At one point, more than 283,000 homes and businesses were without electricity. Hanna made landfall Saturday as a Category 1 hurricane, but was later downgraded to a tropical storm and is forecast to lose more steam as it moves across Texas and northeastern Mexico. Texas Governor Greg Abbott over the weekend said that the storm was especially challenging as it was sweeping through an area of the state that has been the worst hit by the coronavirus. The White House approved an emergency disaster declaration for Texas. Hanna still posed a threat, forecasters said, noting it could dump upward of 18 inches of rain in isolated areas of southern Texas through Monday.
That's news. But for the very latest, visit us at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. And you can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.